My name is Josellie Rios.
And I'm Godswill Ugwa.
And this is One Piece at a Time. We are your hosts, and this podcast will explore each episode of this beloved franchise from the perspective of a seasoned One Piece fan.
That's me.
And a first-time watcher, me.
We're social media producers at Funimation, and we can't wait to dive into the One Piece anime. So join us on this adventure starting right now. Last podcast episode, which was episode 3, we talked about anime episodes 16 through 23, and you don't understand like how happy we were to get to podcast episode 3. You know, it was like Groundhog Day for us, but we did it. And it's fun. I mean, it was really good hearing the insights you brought to that. And that was where we talked about Luffy defeating Kuro. They got their ship. They found a new adventure. They met Gaimon. They went to the Baratie. And then they found a new candidate to join the crew, Sanji, and a new enemy, Don Krieg. And it's pretty cool, like the things we talked about. Yeah,
that's a lot happening in.
Man, now the pacing is so good. So.
Yes.
And we're now about to go through another batch of episodes, which will be anime episodes 24 through 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And this week, Luffy and the crew are in the middle of the battle for the Baratie.
Baratie.
Woo.
Baratie.
So, let's head in.
Let's do it.
Episode 24. Hawkeye Mihawk. The great swordsman Zoro falls at sea.
No.
What? I
Nani?
saw that when the episode started and I was like, my man Zoro is gonna fall.
Sometimes these titles are a little bit too spoil. Like there's some spoil. Oh man. Okay. Like in the future, there's gonna be some titles spoilers. So I'm like, oh
Should
no.
I stop reading the titles before I see the episode?
Unfortunately, it's like, what can you do?
It's hard.
It's
hard.
It is, unfortunately. But if you can, don't do it. Yeah, like I would say, don't read the title until after the fact, right?
Okay,
but
I will try to do my best.
And viewers, longtime viewers, know what I'm talking about for sure. There's especially like one episode in the future that is like, oh my gosh, how could you say this? But yes. Anyways, Hawkeye, Mihawk, and Zoro about to go at it, and I don't know how you see this guy who cuts a ship from half a mile away with one sword swing, and you're like, I want to fight that guy. No, no. Even Usopp is correct this time, you know? I remember as a kid thinking...
You never stopped?
Well, yeah, right.
About that treasure.
Yeah, right.
Searching for that.
There's quite a few times that like I've just never stopped thinking about things where I'm just like, why did this happen? And, you know, like now that I'm an adult, people are like, Usopp's a coward. He's a scaredy cat. And I'm like, no, he's realistic, y'all. Like, you don't fight monsters that can do things like this.
As a kid, you're like, yeah, fight the monster.
Do it,
and now you're like, I would not do
that
at all.
Not at all. Like, you know, also I like what you said about like Nami stealing, not her stealing the ship, but like leaving, right? Mm-hmm. Like if she has left and like was like, guys, we got to go, bump all this, we're not doing this. That would have been fair, that would have been fine, and Nami would have been a hero and the smart one, right? But, no, she left them. Whatever. Anyway.
She left her friends. That's my deal. Not her leaving. She left her friends.
True. Exactly. And that's a great point. Because I think a while ago I was mad that she left. I was like, come on, you got to fight, Nami.
Yeah, I have issues, like, with her. I'm conflicted, honestly, because I like that she's unpredictable and she's a badass girl, you know? Like,
she really is.
She is. She's badass. She's, like, you know, keeping up with all these pirates and all these men. Yeah. Which, that's hard for a girl.
Like the Black Cat Pirates, she was doing really well fighting as well. Uh-huh.
So I really like her and, you know, represent sister. But, you know, because she's not some girl that's expecting to
she's not a damsel in distress.
She's not expecting to be protected or anything. But also, you know, I feel like you should be able to trust your crew not to steal your ship in the middle of a battle.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right. And, like, when Yosaku and Johnny were hurt, they're like, how could she?
How could Big Sis Nami?
I know, right? Like, I was like, I'm right there with y'all. You know, I was like, how could she? What a jerk. Mm-hmm. Anyways, she did it. It's gone. So they have no choice to leave but to fight. If they didn't want to fight, they got to fight now, right?
They got to fight. So yeah, this Hawkeye Mihawk, and he's the greatest swordsman, all cool on his throne boat or throne raft.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the raft. I also think that's still weird too. I was like, you just float on this thing. What about food or? Right? Okay, whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's...
Maybe he just sliced his fish.
We don't even know where he came from.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, we don't know. All we hear is that he's from the Grand Line, and he's just sailing in his ship. Like, he looks like he's just having a good time. He's not worried, but he's mad at Don Krieg for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you do to this guy? Like, why would you make this guy angry?
Yeah, he didn't just sink, like, Don Krieg's ship. Like, he sunk his whole fleet.
The whole fleet. Like, he cut through multiple ships at a time. And was like, yeah, like, I'm mad and I'm going to cut up everybody now. It's like, jeez.
Right.
So now, for some reason, Zoro wants to go fight him. He's like, okay, if I'm going to be the strongest swordsman, I got to beat this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and he puts on his little scarf
the bandana.
thing. Oh, that's what you call it, a bandana.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you call that.
Yeah.
So he puts it on, all badass, and I'm here to beat you. Okay.
I like it when he puts on the bandana. I'm like, ooh, it's go time.
It's going down.
Let's go.
Do you think that's courage or
stupidity?
Stupidity, yeah, right.
Both. You have to have a healthy mixture of both if you're going to be the best, I think. So, yeah, anyways, Zoro's going to go do that. And we learn a little bit about Hawkeye Mihawk, where, and his whole name, Mihawk Dracula, where, which they don't say that here. Like, they call him Hawkeye Mihawk. But, like, they talk about, like, the pecking order in the world, where we learn how the Grand Line's really tough. And we see that, obviously, like, how this guy just cut up a ship. Zoro's going to go fight this guy. He's like, okay, let's go do this thing. And the fight is happening, but Zoro can't do anything against...
Yeah, he comes running towards this guy, and he pulls out this tiny dagger or knife.
You're too young, or you don't have enough experience to fight me. Let me see the weakest sword I got. And he brings out this 2-inch knife thing. Could you even call it a knife?
I am not sure.
Yeah, right. I feel like the handle was... You're right. The handle was bigger than all that, right? And, like, I guess he just keeps it around just to mess with people like that?
I guess. Because when Zoro comes in with his swords, like, he actually stops him with this little...
he blocks his best...
stubby little thing.
Right? Just, like, I was like, dang. Like, that's some brutality right there. And it's like... Because I thought at first, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, Zoro could probably do it. Maybe put, like, a hit or two on him, right?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all. And
Not at all.
He continues to try and nothing happens. And he sort of doubts himself, like, was I really ready for this fight?
No, sir.
Certainly you were not. But he continues. Like, he perseveres.
Which I'm proud of him for.
Even when he gets hurt, he starts getting hurt, and he doesn't care. He just continues fighting. He's, like, ready to die.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man. Yeah. Like, it's really intense. And then what happens is, like, as he's ready to die, like he gets hit, he gets stabbed with his little sword, like in his heart, but he's still standing, or it's like in his chest. I wouldn't say it's his heart. He keeps standing up, right? And Mihawk's actually pretty proud of him, like with that, where it's just like, okay, you're like, most people die when I stab them, but you didn't. So, it's like, what's your name? My name's Zoro, and I'm gonna be
the greatest swordsman.
Right? We hear his mission statement, and Mihawk's proud of him. He's like, okay, all right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna cut. Like, which this sort of baffled me. Is like, okay, since you told me all that, I'm gonna cut you up now with my biggest sword. Just want to cut up all these ships. Yeah, you get that. Although he meant it in a good way. So he cuts him and he gives him a scar across his chest. Like where, he's pretty much almost out of commission. Like he's like knocked out like from this sword slash. And luckily he's not dead, but he's KO'd. And then Mihawk is happy and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, he sort of recognizes that Zoro is a formidable foe. And
it will be better later on if he survives.
He sort of
this.
says like he should just hone his skills and come back and face him again.
Nice
he
guy.
probably looks forward to that.
Nice guy. And Luffy was mad, like he was gonna fight Mihawk, but Zoro was like, nah, this is about honor, so let it happen. It's cool.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
So it's still going down with the rest of the pirates.
Right. that sort of cracked me up. I was like, wait, nothing stopped, or like so. I guess Mihawk's happy now. I was like, okay, I got out my system.
Leaves.
Yeah, right. I was like, what? Oh, didn't you come to kill these guys? Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Right. And Zoro was just like, oh, he's knocked out. That's not good, but whatever. Live your life.
Yeah, that was a bit weird to me. I was like, this guy came in, did this whole thing, And then just as quickly, he just left.
Right. And it was like, okay.
And we didn't find out anything else about him.
No.
We don't know where he came from.
No.
We don't know what his deal is.
No.
We don't know why he had this beef with Don Krieg.
He's just mad. He's just mad.
I guess sometimes that happens.
I guess so. And you just got to get out of your system.
Yeah, you got to get stuff out of your system if you're mad. So,
yeah.
So this guy leaves, and it's still going down with the other pirates that were there fighting before he came and went in that brief moment.
Like, what a weird scenario. Like,
right?
I didn't really think about how weird it was because, like, the whole moment was really cool and endearing, but it's like, wait, you guys had this whole fight just on the side, and this pirate's still going to take over everybody, and you weren't going to go finish off these guys? Whatever. Live your life. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So Luffy tells Saf that he's going to help, defeat these pirates in exchange for his freedom, so he doesn't have to continue sucking as a
chore waiter, everything.
Chore boy.
He's not meant for the domestic life. Not at all.
Chore boy. Oh, yeah, because they call him chore boy.
Yeah. Chore boy, but he's horrible at it, which was great. Anyways, right now, I want to ask a question that I asked on social media. So we have 2 social media channels that we use, the One Piece official page on Facebook, and then on Twitter, we have the One Piece anime page. And I ask a weekly question, and just be on the lookout for that, and your answer might be featured. So since we just saw the best swordsman in the world, and we just had Zoro say his mission statement of being the best in the world, I wanted to ask, what would you want to be the best of, if anything, in the world of One Piece? Oh. And if so, what? Because also, would I really want to be the best of anything? When I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be the best. I want to be really good at a thing, but I don't want to be the best.
Why not?
Because if you're the best, then people are coming to come kill you.
Oh, I see. Because they want to be the best.
Yeah, like someone
that makes sense.
I want to be really great at things, but I don't want to be number one. Yeah, so that's me. But I got some interesting answers, So, for example, some funny answers, I would say, and some real answers. Like, for example, Zonic the Static. I probably messed it up, but yeah, that's his Twitter handle, all Z's. He says to become a graphic designer, artist, and media production. So I guess he wants to be the best.
He wants to be the best
graphic
designer.
So that's really nice.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they have graphic designers in One Piece.
No, not yet. Maybe you could. You could go into the world of One Piece and be like, I'm just going to draw really well and make technology. I don't know. You'll figure it out. Maybe your devil fruit power will be making 3D images and
it will be easier for new pirates to make logos when you're the greatest.
Yeah, you know what? That could be the graphic design. Like, actually, like, you're just a printmaker for pirates and the Marines and everybody. Just be like, hey, I've worked for everybody, man. I'm the best. And it's like, wow, this guy really is the best. I like that. Cool Candy Kid said that the kid wants to be the best inventor. So, which is possible. Actually, and you have no clue how.
I have no idea.
Which is good. Don't worry about it.
Best inventor, okay.
Flint Springer says to be the best Usopp fan.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. I was like, some Usopp love.
Yeah.
I feel like that spot's wide open. Like, no one's really fighting for that, so you could do that.
Almost no one has love for Usopp.
Oh, poor guy.
Usopp.
Mm-hmm. And on Facebook, we got a few answers. So, Lao Lally, I totally messed that name up too, said, I just want to eat Sanji's cooking, so I guess to be Sanji's fan person. I don't know. I guess that's fair, right? And then
much love for the crew.
Yeah, but like more fringe guys, which is great. Justin Lay says, I want to be the best Nakama. So to be the best friend, I guess.
Okay.
Which, he also has some competition because you're also coming against me. So see you on the streets, son. I don't know, right? And then one last one I would say is Paul Michael Langland says to be the best sailor. Not so much a pirate or marine, but just a sailor. I don't know if I can make it through the Grand Line without some kind of combat skills, but I would still try to see as many of the islands as I can. I'm like, that's a pretty cool skill right there.
Yeah, that's a good skill.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, what would you want to be the best at? Or would you want to be the best of anything?
I'm not sure, because now when you said that philosophy, that people, like in this world, people will come after me if I'm the best at something. So
if you're the best pirate, everyone's coming for you, right?
I might want to be the endeavor of this thing and be number two.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe
Even
I'll
then.
try to be. Even then, you think?
Yeah, I mean, because someone like, would you want to maintain your number 2 status?
We'll have to see.
Okay.
I would.
You just want to be like super good.
I just want to be. Yeah. Let's do top 5.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I think that's better right there.
Well, you know something I haven't seen any of here, and I'm not sure if it shows up later. Don't tell me if it does. But we're at sea, right? And we visit a lot of islands, and I haven't seen anybody surfing.
Ooh.
So I would like to be one of the top 5 surfers in the One Piece world.
Okay. And you actually know how to surf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is cool.
So I would be a surfing pirate.
I like that.
And then...
No devil fruit for you, just like a cool surfing pirate.
Cool surfing pirate.
Nice.
Yeah, because I can't surf if I can't swim.
That's true. All or nothing right there. Like if I fall off this board, I die.
Exactly.
I like that.
So...
And also, there's a lot of cool people who don't have devil fruit powers. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Zoro doesn't have any powers, and he's one of my main guys, as I keep repeating over and over on this podcast. Zoro is my main guy.
I like that, which is great. Which is great. For me, I would want to have a devil fruit because I gave up swimming. I would give up swimming easily. Like I'm like I can't swim, but I get cool powers. Cool. I can barely swim now.
I can see that because you're from Texas.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of swimming going on around here.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm from an island.
Yeah,
like I cannot not swim.
Yeah, which that makes sense. I want to swim. I'm gonna practice it, and I do know how to swim-ish.
Swim-ish?
Yeah, swim-ish. Like I can barely swim like a 25 lap without getting tired. Yeah, I can barely tread. I sink all the time. That's why when we saw in episode 4 Shanks saving Luffy with just one arm and just kicking the water, I guess, rapidly, I'm like, how do you do that in the ocean? That scares me. That scared me more than anything. Him getting his arm cut off. I was like, how are you treading water like that? Especially when you just got your arm cut off, man. Ugh.
So let's go to episode 25.
Episode 25. The deadly foot technique bursts forth. Sanji versus the invincible Pearl. So now we see... So we see more and more bizarre characters every time.
Yeah.
Oh my! Like when I saw this, I forgot about this guy. But I was like, yeah, this guy is bizarre.
He is.
Okay. So.
And the fight is building up, and Luffy's just fighting all over the place, doing gum moves, and yeah, the restaurant sort of opens up a terrace, which. I was like, this is a Transformer restaurant. Like, it opens up this whole terrace so that they can fight properly. Right. Yeah. I was like, okay. Were you preparing for
this? Maybe it's for, like, when you have, like, a lot of customers and you're like, okay, let's get them some outdoor seating. Maybe. I have no clue. I forgot what the purpose of this terrace was for, but...
Maybe. That's a good point. Yeah. Maybe it's for nice days.
Maybe they just want to fight and they don't want to mess up things in the ship. So, yeah. I have no clue.
So they're trying to fight Don Krieg, but he's got this powerful armor on. And the cook has like a fish paddle boat / cannon that they bring out. They have all of this like cool tech.
Guns, yes, Like, okay, I was like, okay, cool. And these are guns I never even thought about too, you know?
Yeah.
You guys have normal guns? Maybe that's why it didn't work, right?
And Don Krieg's all like, I'm going to rule the ocean. And Luffy's again just, no, you're not.
You're right.
I'm like, that's the only times that Luffy chimes in. He's like, no, you're not. Like, just in case you forgot.
That's a good detail.
That's so funny.
I forgot about that. Because, you know, but that's a great point. Like, that's something that will make him mad. You can't say that anyone else is going to be the best. He doesn't accept that at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Man, so yeah, now and then we also see Sanji like putting in some good work too. So you know that deadly foot technique that we see. Boom, Sanji's putting in work.
Yeah. Apparently, he's very good at fighting with his legs also. And so they're defending it, and the cooks are like, "But this restaurant is our home. We need to defend it." I'm like, "Oh, that's your treasure." I'm always trying to find everybody's treasures.
I like that. That's really good.
So these cooks, like, they really love this restaurant. It's their home. And out comes this sort of, I don't know how to say it.
I have no clue about him too. Like, he's a weird looking guy.
He's sort of a mix of a turtle and a clam, I'm gonna say, because he's got pearls, right? He's got like
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Because, like, I didn't even, like, really understand. I was like, okay, this guy has pearls, giant pearls, and shields. He wears shields. And it looks like that's all the clothing he's wearing, just shields on his body, right? And there's this guy named Pearl, the Invisible Shield. And he's this really weird guy who everyone doesn't want to make mad. And he's supposed to be, like, I guess, like, one of the best people, like, on the team to fight, which is like, okay, I guess. So everyone's, like, hyping up this guy, Pearl. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Pearl's going to come out. And I'm like, okay. They have to have one bizarre fighter on each team. Don't you think so?
You think so?
Oh, we had Kabaji and Mochi. And then we had the Malbam brothers, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then
that was
who else did we have? I feel like we had somebody else before, but
and who was in the Marines?
Yeah, Marines. Nah, I guess
Captain Morgan.
Yeah, Captain Morgan was.
He had like the face and his hand was an axe.
Yeah, right. So now you got Pearl, like, who is this turtle guy for sure, right?
Literally,
you're right.
Like, he's got pearls in his.
So
hand.
Luffy gets this guy, right? Like he's like, he punches. Does he punch him in the face?
Yes.
Yeah, he just punches him in the face like he does everybody else, right? No discrimination. And then Pearl's like everyone's like, oh no, you done did it. And Pearl's like, I'm bleeding. He's freaking out because apparently no one's ever made Pearl bleed. And then, but he catches on fire.
He sort of lights himself on fire, and I don't even know how that works.
I was like, did I miss something? Because even though this is my second time watching it, I was like, I don't understand how he's on fire.
Yeah, he just suddenly burst into flames.
He just makes everything catch on fire. So,
and that's super dangerous because you're on a
wooden ship
in the middle of the ocean.
A wooden ship. So yes, so the ship's catching on fire, and Luffy doesn't have resistance to fire. So yeah. Anyways. So everyone was like, okay, we got to stop this guy. So I think they knock him out? Yeah. So Sanji, or like Luffy.
Yeah, something is falling. The, how do you call that? I'm not sure.
From the terrace or?
Yeah. And then, or is it that he's gonna attack Sanji? But Luffy jumps and he saves Sanji from getting crushed. Yeah. And at the same time, he crushes Pearl and sort of knocks him out.
Yeah, which is good. It's like, okay, you gotta calm down, guy. And then, what's Geen? Yeah, Geen. Yeah, he takes hostage. He takes Chef Zeph or Head Chef Zeph as hostage to stop everybody. He's like, okay, look, I don't want this. I don't want the people who saved me to die, but we gotta take this ship still. And I was like, you're a bad guy, Geen. Like, really?
Yeah, because their ship is messed up, so they're trying to actually take the ship / restaurant.
Man, what a guy. I was like, Geen, right? Really gonna do this?
Yeah, right? They saved you. They gave you food and saved you. Then you came and brought all these bad guys over, and still they gave you
didn't know
food.
they were gonna do this to them, right? It's like, really, man?
And now you're just being mean to these people. And that's where it ends. Yep. To be continued.
Boom. So, episode 26, Zeph and Sanji's Dream, the illusory all blue.
This is a nice episode. This is a flashback episode. I like flashback episodes.
They've been really good, honestly. Yeah.
I like to learn where these people came from.
They do it really well.
Why they are the way they are.
I'm interested in a flashback for Krieg. It's like, what made you such a jerk?
Right?
But yeah, so the episode starts and Sanji's like, yo, man, stop pointing a gun at him. Point it at me. If you want to take someone hostage or you want, to kill anybody, take me. Don't worry about Zeph. And oh man, and then what happens is Pearl gets back up and he's mad. He's not really involved in this whole hostage situation, but like he's like, I'm mad. How can you dare you touch me? And he crushes Sanji, does like the true Pearl attack and crushes his head. And I'm like, oh no, Sanji has brain damage. No. Gee,
will he be able to cook again?
Big concussion. Like, eesh. I was like, what? Right? It was brutal, honestly. Like,
right?
Yikes.
And I think that's where we sort of get the flashback, right?
His life flashing before his eyes, right? It's like, oh God, I'm about to die. Let me start as a kid, right? So then now we see Sanji as a kid. Like we see him as a kid. He was doing honestly what he was doing now, like where he's peeling potatoes.
Yeah, he was sort of a chore boy.
Yeah, he's doing a chore boy, and he's throwing away food actually from throwing a food from like
from the plates.
Other customers. And and he's like, man, these people, and he's seeing his other compatriots eating that food, right? And he's like, y'all are disgusting. Throw it as food. And those guys are like, man, you got to eat whenever you can because you never know what's going to happen. And they jinx themselves because as soon as they say that, bad stuff starts happening. The ship gets ransacked by pirates. And right? It's like, don't say bad things because, yeah, they get ransacked. And
their flag is a little ducky.
Right.
That's funny.
Oh, that was a good detail. I forgot about that.
As soon as I saw that ducky, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, ooh, everybody's so afraid.
Right? It's like, that's just saying, come take over my ship because... Like, y'all forgot there's pirates over here, right?
Yeah, and they're here to steal everything.
So Zeph, and also even before this, right before all this happened, Sanji's telling his dream of seeing the All Blue, and they explain a little bit about the world where the All Blue is like. So first of all, the world of One Piece is split by two main masses. It's split by the Grand Line, which is like a landmass, really, or like it's dotted by a lot of land, and then it's a lot of tough people, so people usually don't cross over. And then there's another one that splits it into quadrants called a calm belt, I believe, and that line you can't pass through it on ships. So the world is split into quadrants, and we need to pull up a map actually.
Yes,
so people can see this better. But there's a segment of the world where all the seas of the world mix together, and in that segment, all the fish of the world mix, and that's supposed to be called the All Blue, and it's supposed to be the mystical place for chefs because you get to see all types of fauna, all types of food or fish. Not food yet. Right? Fish are friends. Food. Fish are friends, not food, right? Not yet. Sorry, but now it just got peed on me. I'm sorry. But anyways, as a chef, Sanji will be able to see materials that he would never be able to see as living where he lives now. So he says that as his dream. And anyways, as these guys are like, hey man, you gotta eat food whenever you can. Boom, pirates. And
pirates are there to steal everything. And everybody's afraid, but Sanji's all like badass. Like, I'm not gonna die today because I need to live and see the All Blue. I'm like, whoa,
and
tiny
Zeph knocks
Sanji.
him out. It's
I feel like tiny versions of everybody are just so fierce.
Yeah, right. I was
tiny Zoro was fierce.
I wasn't.
Tiny Sanji.
Yeah, tiny
fierce.
Luffy was fierce, right?
Luffy was
I'm thinking in my head, it's like, was anyone not fierce?
No, don't tell me.
Yeah, right.
Tell me.
I can't tell you yet, right? Maybe that'll be the next question. Like, were you fierce as a kid? Nope.
I wasn't.
I don't think I was. I think I was super shy myself.
I was a very quiet kid.
Me too.
I did everything they told me to do.
Me too. I was a good kid, and then
look at us now.
I snapped.
Just kidding. Just kidding, Mom.
No, I'm not. My parents. Actually, no, my parents don't know that. I'm kidding too, Mother. I'm sorry. So anyway, Zeph is kicking him around, and he's like, I'm gonna steal everything, and beating up Sanji, honestly, right?
Yeah. Right, because the captain of the ship is Zeph.
And he had both feet.
And he had both of his feet.
And that's where we learn about Zeph, really, right? Like, where he's this tough guy, kicks people's heads off, and doesn't really care. He'd never skip leg day. And I was like, that's the ideal, I think, Like, he looks like a full-body type of person. But anyways.
So big storm hits.
Yeah, big storm hits as they're ransacking the ship. So these chefs have just invited all the bad luck. Right? And so it's a really bad storm where things start breaking. And Sanji goes overboard and is drowning.
Yeah, because this big wave comes over and pulls him out to the ocean. And he's just,
And Zeph, like, while Sanji was trying to defend his spot, like, he was sharing with Zeph his dream and, about seeing the All Blue. And Zeph saw some kinship with that, even though he was kicking his ass the whole time, right? Right? And he dives in to save Sanji, and he's like, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to, to steal from them. Anyways, but as he's diving in and he has to go deep, his foot gets trapped by some of the wreckage of the ships above.
Yeah.
Because they start crashing, and it's like, yikes, all those people are probably dying, huh? So, anyway, he does like something super cool, like where he cuts off his own leg using an anchor.
He ties it around his leg.
Yeah. First of all, to grab an anchor like that, I was like, this guy's tough. And then he he lets the anchor just like I guess go through gravity and cuts off his leg like a tourniquet. And I was like, that's brutal. But then he keeps swimming after Sanji.
He didn't go into shock or anything.
Right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, like you just cut off your leg, like like not like taking a big gulp of water. Also, I'm such a bad swimmer, so all these underwater scenes scare me a lot. I'm like, no. Like 30 seconds, hopefully.
Yeah, you're like, I would have died there.
Like I'm hyperventilating. Like I'm not like scared of swimming. Oh, no, I am scared of swimming. So like I'm taking deep breaths as I'm watching this, and he's swimming after Sanji, and he saves Sanji. And whew.
Yeah, they end up on an island or a rock, really. Like there's nothing on this rock island.
Yeah.
And so and they hate each other.
Obviously.
Yeah,
right.
like
well, at least Sanji hates.
Tiny Sanji's like, just,
you did this.
You did this. Came here and destroyed everything for me.
But luckily, Zeph is nice-ish, and he's like, okay, look, boy, I got some food, and I got some food for you. So you go to your side of the rock, and you look for people, and I'll stay on my side of the rock and look for people, all right?
Right.
And when we find someone, we'll hail each other, and it'll be cool. All right, so
Sanji goes to his side of the rock, and he checks out his food, and he's like, okay, I have 5 days worth of food, which I would be panicking right now.
Right, 5 days worth of food, especially, we've seen too many movies, right? Like, we've seen
we know
Castaway.
where this is going.
Yeah, right? It was like 5 days on a rock.
And no water.
Yeesh, I couldn't.
But, okay, so he divides it into 20 days.
I'm like, good thinking, Sanji.
And he's like, yeah, for being a tiny kid, he's like thinking ahead at least. So he divides it into 20 days and just starts waiting.
Jeez.
And then we see like him like doing the marks on the rock.
Marking each day.
And I was sort of confused about the quantity of days because I actually counted the lines.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And so it's 10 lines and 1 across.
Which, like the whole thing?
Yeah, like each block, because he divides it in blocks, and he does like lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until 10, and then he...
Just like giant line.
1
okay, because usually it's supposed to be 5.
Right?
And then,
so what does that mean? Does that mean it's 10 days and the big line just marks that it's 10 days?
Oh,
or
is
10. It 11 days?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. So he was there for 20 to 27 days.
Jeez.
We don't know.
Yeah, right.
We don't really know.
Man, details.
Depending on what that means. If you know what that means,
let us know.
Let us know. I am only accustomed to 4 lines, and then the 5th crosses.
Me too.
Right?
Yes.
And then you
that's good.
count 5.
That's a good question right there. Yeah.
But, I don't know.
So, yeah, anyways, by like the whatever many days, 20 plus days.
20 plus days.
Yeah,
exactly.
20 plus days. Sanji is starving and he's not doing too good, and all he has left is a crust of bread.
Moldy bread.
Yeah, moldy bread. Yeah, exactly. And even that was sort of looking appetizing to me. I was like, man, poor kid. But then that blows away.
Yeah.
And, this is like, and then he was like, dang it, those guys jinxed me. I shouldn't have listened to that.
Right? I shouldn't have been wasteful.
Right. And and it drops, and he's like, dang, I had such a good time. So the days keep on going. There's still no boat.
Keep on going. No boat.
Jeez.
40-something days go by.
And he hasn't had any food, and he's a shell of a boy.
And
he's a boy.
Painful. It's painful to watch, actually. Like, you can see his face
sinks in.
Yeah,
oh my golly.
And like the dark circles around his eyes. He's all wrinkled and weak.
Yep. So then Sanji turns around because, he wasn't really looking at Zeph this whole time. He's like, screw that guy. This guy did all this. I'm just going to get a boat and get out of here myself. But then he looks back and he sees that Zeph has a giant bag that's still full. And he's like, the heck, man? Like he didn't see.
Have food?
Exactly. Like, he didn't even see Zeph. He just sees like his silhouette, really, and he sees this giant bag. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go kill him.
He turns psycho
right
now.
You're going to go kill him?
I mean, hunger can turn you into a psycho.
True.
That's clear.
That's true. Like, to be fair, like, I was like, yeah. And also, if you hate him for causing all this.
Right?
Yeah.
I get hungry because I haven't eaten in 5 hours, right? And I can't deal. Like 40-something days
Jeez.
must be awful.
So it's bad. And what happens is he's about to go kill him, and he goes to Zeph. But first, what he does is he tears open the bag, and he sees that in the bag is treasure. And that Zeph didn't have any food.
Yep, he gave all the food to him.
And Zeph is is
And then we see
worse.
Seth, and Seth looks even worse than Sanji.
Golly.
Like, I don't even know how he's alive,
I don't
honestly.
know. He's a tough guy. I mean, he cut off his leg and then did this, and you see the stump of his leg, and you see him just like a shell. Because like what was making him look so big, the silhouette was his cape, and it was just like, wow, that was hardcore.
And so Sanji realizes what Seth did, and he takes it all in, and we see like this little, very, I'm not sure if cute is the word.
Emotional
moment. Yeah. We have this big emotional moment where he just, everything sinks in his brain, and he just starts bawling because he realizes that all of these things that Seth did for him, he cut off his leg to save him. He gave him all his food to give him the best chance at survival.
Man.
And and here he is trying to kill him.
Yeah, right. I mean, to be fair, but right, but yeah, at the same time.
And he asks him why. Like, he's like, why?
Man. Like, and then they get saved pretty soon after, after.
But he does tell him why first. He tells him it's because they share the same dream of seeing the all blue because they believe. I guess if everybody thinks the all blue is not real, I guess that's the reason, Seth saw that this boy believes in the all blue, and he's like, well, maybe he saw himself in him because nobody believes in the all blue. So,
which is nice.
It is very nice.
So they get saved and they become partners of sorts, so he's like his foster dad, takes him in, and they start their ship, which is the Baratie, which is supposed to take in pirates and hungry people and people who want to make good food. Yeah, because they don't want anybody else to ever be starving like they were for all those days. Yeah. So that's the end of this flashback. Man. And we go back to the present, right? It was a very emotional flashback. It was, honestly, yeah. Like, I felt like we had to spend a little bit extra time on it because I think this is a very emotional flashback. Yeah.
So we
also don't wait. One thing also I want to say to you personally is don't read any comments about this episode. I will tell you comments, right? So if do not read any comments about this
because there's something later on related to this.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just don't read any comments.
Look at me fishing for spoilers.
Oh man, it's like, you want me to tell you?
No, don't tell me.
But yes, don't read any comments. So yeah, now we're back to the present after that heart-wrenching
flashback.
Yeah, flashback. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's good that we spent a little bit more time on it because it's deep.
Yeah, it is deep.
So yeah, so now we're back to the present. Luffy's mad because he, like, one thing you did mention this like a while ago, but like he sort of understands that this is their treasure, and he sees these pirates trying to steal it. And he's like, they're like, we're gonna take this ship because we need a new ship now, obviously,
exactly.
right? So he starts to break up the ship. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna break the terrace so you guys can't use it now. Sucks to be y'all. So, right?
And he does this big gonga move with his foot and just breaks it in two.
The axe, So yeah.
And I'm like, Luffy, but you're standing.
I know, right?
Like,
it's like, stop. Right? Think about things a little bit further, right? But yeah.
But to be continued.
Yes. My name is Godswill Ugwa, and my mission statement is to be as cool a fighter as Gin, actually. Because honestly, yeah, seeing this fight that's about to come up, got me pretty hype. I was like, maybe I should pick up my nunchucks again, Bonk myself in the head too many times, but I was
that's
like,
good.
maybe
pick up a routine again.
Yeah, I'm most likely going to stop after a while, but, it'd be cool to do that, right?
Right.
But Gin, we'll talk about that soon. But what's your mission statement? Who are you?
Well, my name is Josellie M. Rios, and my mission statement this week is to try not to steal Andrew's cute Triceratops from his desk.
Oh, my gosh.
You guys cannot see it, but our audio engineer has this cute Triceratops that if you touch it, does this really cute sound. Just like that. And he's not here, but I will not steal it.
No
Look
promises.
At me being a pirate already.
Like Nami right here.
No!
That's like an insult. Oh, man. Well, good on you. Don't steal it. I'm going to make sure you don't do it. But now we are about to go to episode 27. So, cool-headed, cold-hearted demon, Pirate Chief Fleet Commander Gin. So, yeah.
Well, that's a long name.
It is. Pirate Chief Fleet Commander. Like, that's a title, too.
Okay.
Yeah. We got Luffy doing his gum axe and trying to break the ship so that way they can't steal it. But it's like, wait a second. We're on this thing. And,
I cannot agree with your logic, Luffy.
Right.
Like, you were standing on that ship that you were trying to save.
Right. I was like, I feel like there's a better way to do this, but okay. But, oh, well, you know, I guess you got to do what you got to do at the moment right now. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we see Gin attacks Pearl. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He attacks Pearl because, like, he's attacking... everybody, I guess, right now. And then also he's attacking Sanji, you know, who saved him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, his commander, of course, you know, Don Krieg is like, what are you doing, man? We're about to win.
Us.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, man, look, I'll still do this thing. Just let me try to do it this nice way.
Yeah.
Right? Versus, like, this brutal way that that they're all trying to do right now, right? Because these guys saved us. And he's like, okay, you better win. Mm-hmm. Better win this fight, man, because if not, I'm gonna be mad. So, so what happens next then?
So they're getting ready to fight. Luffy wants to badly to fight Don Krieg, so he sort of starts bad-mouthing him, like, I ain't afraid of you, like, you only rule because you're more people than us.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So he's like, Don Krieg's like, no, I'm just stronger than you. And I'm like, is this going to be a double fight? Like Gin versus Sanji and Luffy versus
Don Krieg.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
We're about to see.
I know, right?
And this was a pretty cool fight. I think this is a really well choreographed fight where we see Sanji go against Gin. So, like, they have a fight, and Gin brings out his tampa, you know, like, so, like, that swing.
He has, like, these nunchucks that have, like...
Yeah, like the weighted ball at the end, right? Yeah.
How is that? What is that
I think it's called a tampa.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I didn't even know it had a
Yeah,
name.
usually, like, it doesn't have, like, the weight on the end, but, like, like it's just, like, the sort of sticks and, like, a sort of like a pole arm type of deal. Anyways, looks really cool. And, we'll just call it ball nunchucks because I like that.
Right?
Yeah, that's why I know
what
it's
I
called,
call
right?
them because I...
Yeah. Title name right there.
So I'm like...
I like that. You know, I like this should be the title name. Super Feet versus Ball Nunchucks. I like that. So now they have a really good fight, and they're actually like it's really good what actually Gin beats Sanji. Like, Sanji has been hurt for sure, like, throughout this whole time. Like, you know, he got bashed by Pearl, and he's been hit a few times. You know, like Gin's a really good fighter, and Gin's actually, like, winning.
Yeah, he lands this big blow on his rib that I almost felt when he was like, ugh.
Ribs crushed.
I know, right? So, yeah, and meanwhile, we cut back to Luffy, and Don Krieg's like, I'm not going to fight you because I don't need to. And Luffy's like, he just wants so bad to fight.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Sanji's about to get pulped by this ball nunchucks. But just when Gin is about to do it,
to finish him.
Yeah, finish him.
Finish him. Yeah, right. Honestly, this was some Mortal Kombat stuff right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't.
You're right.
But he just
Gin
starts.
has a heart.
Yeah, he just starts crying and says, I can't do it.
I can't do it, Krieg. Just this one time, let me do the things I need to do. These guys saved us. It goes pretty much like that. Thank you. Thank you. I should be a voice actor. You guys hear that? No. But yeah, but it was a stirring speech, and like Gin saying to Krieg, like, this is one time, let me not obey your order. Let me disobey you. I've been your fleet commander for years, and I've done everything you wanted, killed everybody you want me to, done everything. Just this one time, especially for these guys who saved us all, let me not do it.
Yeah.
And then Krieg's mad, where he's like, oh, how dare you disobey me? And I was like, you're a jerk, man. Like, so he's like, I'm gonna kill everybody there, including you.
Everybody.
Right? You lost your privileges. You're gonna die now. And I was like, wow, this one time you're gonna kill him after this one time. So he's about to do a chemical bomb, right?
Yeah, he has one of his armor things shoots out poison. Man. So he's about to get into chemical warfare right here, which is very low, honestly. And suddenly Like, he tells the guys that he's going to do it, and all of these pirates just pull out masks.
Right. I don't know where you guys keeping that on, right?
Right? I don't know where they had them, because they're all just floating around, right? Because their ship
they're
just
all
sunk.
in the water.
So they're all in the water, but suddenly they all have, like, poison masks on. And I'm like, okay.
Also, I was watching that scene, and I was like, man, these guys are good swimmers, too. It makes sense for pirates to be good swimmers, but I'm still like, eesh. I couldn't be just treading in the water for how long, right?
Right. Yeesh. It's been hours. Jeez. And they apparently had masks in a pocket somewhere.
Yeah, right. Good thinking, right?
I'm not sure. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, and then Don Krieg gives this horrible speech, and he says, like, when you don't hesitate to do unspeakable, horrible things, that is true power. And I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about that statement. I feel like we see so much of that even now in the world, where people don't care about what they do to other people when they make choices. And this applies to everything, like governments or
people to
each other, online and offline, honestly. Like, and you just make decisions and say things and do horrible things because you think you hold some sort of power because of it.
Facts.
And I don't know, that makes you a horrible person, honestly.
Which also made it so much better when Luffy starts to do his fight against him. Because, like, that's some horrible stuff that he said. And, of course, it's the wrong thing. I mean, you got your butt kicked, right? Like, that's why you're back here and not in the Grand Line, because, of course, that motto isn't true, right?
Yeah, that is not true, definitely. That or definitely is not something that you should live by.
So, what happens is... Gein's pulling out his mask, but he's like, no, I deserve to die.
Yeah, Krieg shoots the poison bomb or whatever, and suddenly 2 masks appear, and Luffy throws them to Sanji and Gin, and then he's trying to look for one for himself as the bomb explodes, and then it ends. Yeah,
oh man.
To be continued.
That's a cliffhanger right there.
Okay. Does Robberman mean that you don't get affected by poison? I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
No. Unfortunately not. But some bad things. So
luckily for me, I don't have to wait a week to find out what happens.
I was like, did they do this when I was a kid? I don't think so. But anyways, yes. But anyway, still bad stuff. And yes, we get to see episode 28.
28.
I won't die. Fierce battle. Luffy versus Krieg.
Fierce battle. Okay. So we're in the middle of the smoke bomb, and Luffy can't find a mask, and suddenly a mask gets thrown to him, and he's like, yeah, puts it on. And then when the smoke clears, we find out that actually Gin threw him his mask, and he is now poisoned.
Damn. Like, and the way he was just choking and coughing, I was like, that's...
Yeah, that was awful. Yeah. Like, it reminded me of... Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
It reminds me when Joffrey...
Boy.
Sorry for these spoilers,
sorry for the Game
guys.
of Thrones.
If you are... I mean, if you have not watched that part by now, I'm sorry, but you deserve
It's been years at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Game of Thrones spoiler. You've been warned. Yeah, Joffrey gets poisoned. I said I'm the jerk.
And he dies a horrible death, just gasping for air, and he turns purple. And this is exactly what happens to Gin. Like, he starts turning purple and is just gasping for air, and it's just so horrible to watch.
Man, everybody else is like, that's brutal. Like, if he killed him, what's he going to do about us?
Right?
I would say all these people watching is like, think about your life choices at this point, all right? If he's going to kill off your number 2 who's been good to you this whole time, what's he going to do about you? Change careers.
Yeah.
Now's the time to be legit.
And
or something else.
The other pirates are actually like, whoa, not cool, man. Like, not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Zeph is like, give him a mask, and hopefully that'll dilute some of the air that he's having to breathe in and out. And it's like, yeesh, I hope he's okay. But yeah, he's looking bad. Yeesh. Man. So now Luffy's super mad.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm mad. Yeah, I was like, ugh. So he's trying to go fight Don Krieg, but like he's being goaded like purposefully to go in on him because Krieg has some tricks up his sleeve, literally, pretty much.
Yeah, he starts shooting like these spikes, sort of. I don't want to say bullets because they're like...
I would say spike bullets.
Yeah, like spike bullets.
Or like bolts. Yeah, we say bolt. I guess you say bolts. Like, it reminds me of crossbow bolts, you know? Yeah, so...
Okay, so it's sort of like that. And he
But it's
starts
like fully
shooting,
automatic.
Yeah, he starts shooting them at Luffy, and they actually are piercing him. So
I was like, yeesh.
I'm sort of afraid at this point because I've never seen Luffy get this hurt
Exactly.
before.
Yeah, this is the hardest battle he had, even with like when he went against Kuro, which was his hardest battle up to date. He took that pretty easily, you know, like he finished it pretty quickly. But yeah, this one was hard because he's getting hurt by guns and weapons and everything. And he actually gets shot a few times, like in his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just pulls it out and he's just like...
he's like... he just keeps on fighting. Like, it's like it doesn't even hurt. And Don Krieg is down because Luffy is fighting back.
He punches him. Yeah, he punches it like so. Yeah, Luffy gets in close enough finally, and he punches him. Even though like Don Krieg has this cape of spikes that's supposed to stop him, you know, deter him. Like
he doesn't care about the spikes.
He
like,
punches
I am
through
still gonna
it.
Punch it.
That hurt my knuckles when I saw it. I was like,
I know.
Like he punches through it and decks Don Krieg and puts him out. Like he actually looks like he's almost down for the count in a way. But you know, everyone's like, chore boy, chore boy, chore boy. Yeah, I'm starting to cheer that too.
And he's there standing up all badass and pulling like the spikes out of himself.
Oh,
like
man. That's a cool moment.
Right? Then I don't think it's time for me to die yet.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet, definitely. Cheering chore boy. But Krieg is still alive. And he still got tricks. He has a spear.
Yes. But not any type of spear. This spear apparently at the tip explodes. Every time it makes contact with something, it explodes. So that's an interesting weapon right there. But,
right.
So he, like what happens is Luffy gets hit first by it, but then he keeps getting hit by it.
Yeah, he keeps moving around and Don Krieg's still like hitting him and it keeps on exploding. I'm not sure what's going to happen. The ship is getting destroyed. I'm worried because Luffy cannot swim.
He doesn't think about that too much, huh?
But eventually he breaks the spear. How?
Yeah. So he keeps like the whole reason like he kept getting hit by it was he kept punching it at the same spot. He would catch it and would try to punch it so that way it would crack. And eventually it breaks. So I mean he has like whatever you say about Luffy, he is a genius when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
Very creative and very intelligent in that regard for the most part. And I was very lucky. But
yeah, and I never know what he's going to do next, and then he figures it out somehow.
Yes, which is great. So yeah, and that's the end of that episode as he's like, okay, now it's my turn. Now you don't get these weapons with you anymore. Because he's running out.
For all of you collectors out there, all these episodes that we're talking about are available on home video at the Funimation shop. So go in there and check out all of the One Piece collections and be sure to add them to your shelf.
Yep. So yeah, now it is time for episode 29. The conclusion of the deadly battle, a spear of blind determination.
Ooh, the conclusion. I love conclusion battles because they're the most new. We see new moves.
Yeah, something new has to happen each time.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's really nice. So, yeah, they've been fighting for a while, and a lot of fighting has been happening for a while.
I know, for a couple of episodes we've been fighting. I just want to see them die.
Yeah, no, right? Kill them all. I mean, what? So, now we have Luffy, like it's Luffy's turn. Like he just broke the battle spear, and now it's time for him to go on the offensive. So what he does is he does a new move that we hadn't seen. I don't think we've seen it, like the Gum Gum Gatling, where he does a repeated flurry of attacks, punches to Don Krieg's armor, and then he does the Gum Gum Bazooka, which is a two-handed like palm thrust, really, you know, and it breaks Don Krieg's armor. So no more with the gold plate, and Don Krieg is hurting. He's like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
You know all the moves. Oh, yeah. Like I don't know all of them yet. Like I know they are Gum Gum moves.
Yeah, exactly. It comes with time.
Yeah,
it comes with time.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I mean, maybe I did it as a kid and as an adult, and maybe even yesterday. Don't you judge me.
No judgment here.
All right, cool. There we go. And then you podcast listeners, don't you judge me. I please appreciate that. So
he does this new move.
But so he's up in the air and like he's getting knocked out, right? But then he captures Luffy in a net, you know, that can't really be torn apart. Right. And then he's about to throw Luffy in the water because he's like, okay, like You might have beat me here, but I'll win the war, right?
Because he's in a net. I mean, he can't swim anyways.
Right. But yeah, this net would be really bad for him overall because, he can't get through the net, right? So Don Krieg has him, but lo and behold, Luffy actually has him, where he actually twists him. Like, he's using his legs to, like, grab onto him and does this pretty cool spinning move, where I think he calls it the hammer, the gum hammer, all right? Like, where he's spinning the whole time. He's spinning Don Krieg, and he slams him into the boat, like, just as hard as possible. I'm like, oh, that's that drain damage right there.
Right.
And I was like, yes, finally, Don Krieg is donezo. But Luffy falls in the water.
Luffy falls in the water, and no one's helping him. Like, they are all cheering because Don Krieg is defeating him.
Yeah, like, yay!
And I'm like, he can't swim. I'm just yelling at the TV, guys, he can't swim.
I was wondering, I was like, why is no one going after him?
Somebody help him.
It's like, you guys just saw him do all these rubber things. Oh, well, whatever, right?
But Seth knows. He figures out. He's like, where's Luffy? He tells Sanji that he should go in and save him because he's devil fruit power and he can't swim.
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
Yeah, so Sanji jumps in and is just swimming towards Luffy, sort of can't find him, and he spots him, and then he's just swimming, and I'm like, you're taking so long.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I think whenever I see these deep sea things, I'm holding my breath. I'm like, yikes.
I sometimes do that too. Yeah. Oh my God. I've always thought that was such a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
But whenever I see like those parts, I'm like, let me try to hold my breath.
Yeah, I think
how I would do.
I try to do that too, but I'm like, I can't swim well. So like, it's one thing to hold your breath sitting still, for hopefully 2 minutes, and I don't think I can hold my breath too well. But I always have to hold my nose, so like I'm a horrible swimmer already, like that. But the swimming, yeesh, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. That's why I'm like, don't give me devil fruit powers. I'm okay with that, I'm not the swimmer. I'm not the guy who's jumping in to go save people. I would like to, but not yet. Anyways, he finally saves Luffy, and like after a while, and I'm holding my breath, and I'm scared the whole time, and everyone is like happy, and like they did it, they saved it. Although what happens is Don Krieg actually gets up. He's like, but luckily he gets knocked out one more time. It's like, okay, stop that. We lost, man.
Stop. We're just gonna leave.
Right. And so Gin gets up, and he's looking sick, but he's like, I appreciate you, man. I'm sorry about all this stuff. I'm gonna take everybody out. Can we have a boat?
Yeah, right.
One more boat is like, get out of here.
Yeah, he's like, because he's poisoned, right? He's still poisoned.
He's like, I might have to live my last hours, right?
So he might live just a few hours, and he's like, I just want to spend them on my way to the Grand Line or on the Grand Line, whatever time I have left. I'm like, okay. Something that was really surprising to me, that Luffy fell in that water and his sandals were still on.
Really?
Through that whole thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I never really think about things like that. Wow.
I know, I'm the worst.
Oh, that's great.
I always think about these,
because those are things that will never leave his side. One, his sandals, and then 2, his hat. Yeah, or it used to be flip-flop, but flip-flop. I don't try to make these jokes, it just happens. Anyways. But yes, I didn't even think about that.
So Luffy's they're sleeping, actually. And I think I mentioned this in another episode, that whenever Luffy gets knocked out, he just goes to sleep.
Yeah.
So Luffy's just there sleeping through the whole, farewell to Gin. And so that's basically the end. And then we see like a little preview, and Nami's on the boat. Finally, we see, we see Nami again after all these episodes when she escaped. And she's on the ship, and she's sort of rethinking about what she did. Like,
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorta.
Like, okay.
But then it cuts off. We don't get more info.
So now we have episode 30, Set Sail. The seafaring cook sets sail with Luffy.
Or how I like to call it, Sanji makes Luffy beg. Because it takes forever. Like, he's still like, no, I'm not going anywhere with you.
That's a good point. Yeah, like everybody else came sort of easily. But yeah, he's like, no, I don't want to go. Like, he's very, and I was just like, come on, man.
And
like,
I feel he sort of wants to go.
He does, but I'm just like, just go, man. Like, no one's like, well, at least in this episode, we understand why.
Yeah. Like, Luffy's like, man, let's go to the Grand Line.
Right.
And Sanji says he can't. So Luffy's sticking around. He's just watching the drama and also waiting because he doesn't have a ship anymore, you know? And he said...
Oh, yeah, did Usopp, back... one thing I think we didn't mention is, like, Usopp goes with Johnny and Yosaku to go get this ship, right?
To go get Nami. So, Luffy is there waiting. Him and Zoro, right?
Yeah.
So they're sort of waiting to find out, you know, what's going to happen, if they're going to come back with Nami.
I think they have at least Johnny on, like, with them. Yeah.
And... So, and I think also he doesn't mind sticking around because he wants Sanji to join. So I feel like he's watching all this drama go on with Sanji and the cook, just waiting for the opportunity to recruit Sanji.
Okay. So Luffy can't be a little smart.
Yeah.
But all of Sanji's crew members are trying to make him leave. Like, so they're being jerks to him.
Yeah.
They're like, so Sanji makes some food. And, you know, especially after this fight, he's like, okay, eat up, guys. And all the guys are like, ugh.
This soup is horrible.
Tastes like shit. It tastes horrible. And, you know, it's like, what? This thing tastes great.
When they come in, him and Luffy come in to eat, and the guys are like, there's no cheers left for you. Like, they're all being super mean.
They're like some cafeteria school bullies right here. I'm like, geez, you guys are really rude. Like, why are you guys trying to do this?
Yeah, and he's like...
And they actually make him cry, I think, right? Like, or they make him really mad.
They make him mad, and Luffy, like, he doesn't care. He's just sitting on the floor, stuffing his face.
Right, it's like, this soup's really good, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I like it. And that's when they explain to him, it's like, no, man, we need to push him out. And Sanji hears everything.
Yeah, Sanji bursts out, like, because he's super mad about them being mean, and they're telling Luffy, like, we're the reason, which is, to make him leave with him. And he's overhearing everything from outside.
So it's pretty endearing. Like, it's like, oh, these guys do care about him, you know? And then Zeph actually asks Luffy, like, take him, please, you know? Like, this is what he wants to do. But he's not going to go on his own, like, unless we really push him out and, you know, you take him. And
Luffy says, like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
It's like, geez. Okay. Like,
he doesn't want him if he doesn't want to come. Because it's Luffy, and as we know, Luffy respects other people's decisions.
Wow.
Like, can't we all be a little more like Luffy?
I learned something this episode. Consent, I guess, right?
Yes. Just respect what people want to do.
That's true. So, now, and then also we have Zoro's bro, either Johnny or Yusaku's, I forget. Also, by the way, the guy with the tattoo on his face, the tattoo means sea.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Weird face tattoo to get, but oh well. I mean, I'll never forget him like that, yeah. But he's like, hey, we got to go. Like, Nami took the ship. we gotta head out, like, real quick. Yeah, so Sanji says he'll come, you know, after, like, everybody's, like, trying to push him to go, and, like, he sort of gets a blessing from Zeph to leave. And he's trying to leave. He's just sort of like, okay, I'm just going to go and not say bye to anybody.
And then Luffy and Johnny or the other guy, I'm not sure which one it is, they start celebrating.
Yeah.
They're so happy they have a cook.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Another happy dance, of course, right?
Because now he gets to eat all the meat.
You're right. Yeah, they got to pick some stuff from the fridge before they leave. And they're like, okay, we need way more meat. More meat. To bring it up. So you can't take up our whole fridge, man. Come on, we still got to run a restaurant eventually. So,
Zeph also offers him his Grand Line book. And Luffy's like, nah.
Yeah, I don't need it. And Zeph respects that. He's like,
I knew you wouldn't take it.
Yeah. Which, I'm like, I guess. Same time, you do want every advantage you can, but whatever. Do your thing, Luffy.
He wants to make his own adventure.
That's a good point.
That.
That's a good point.
He doesn't want to follow anyone's footsteps.
I do like that. So, yeah, that's a good one. So, Sanji's leaving, and then this is the part that sort of got me, too, where it's like, Zeph's like, take care, and they're like, take care, son, and, you know, and it's just sort of like, Papa! The whole ship's crying.
Everybody's crying.
Everyone's trying to be tough.
Except Luffy, of course.
Yeah, right. He's like, I'm good. I was here for like 6 days.
And he starts crying. And his face also sort of looks a little bit like when he was a kid. Like he gets sort of more like childish features. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay.
So that's very interesting.
That is really interesting.
Okay. I started noticing then, like, after that, I start noticing, like, changes in people, like, sort of to make points. So I will talk to you guys more about that as we
very good. And
move on.
That's actually important. That's really important, actually. I'm glad you noticed that, because I noticed that, but for a different reason. Stuff later on. But yes.
Okay,
very good.
So when he's crying, you know, this big emotional moment when he's saying goodbye to Seth after all these years and after all they went through, he's sort of, his face sort of is animated in a way where it looks more childish. And that just broke my heart.
Yeah, right. I was like, heart. But still, the really heart-wrenching stuff is still to come. Anyways, what do you think is going to happen later on?
End of this episode.
Yeah.
I really don't know, because now we have a new crew member finally, and now we're going after Nami.
Yeah.
Like,
boy,
what are we going to, like?
Right.
I don't know where she's going. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch up. So yeah, I really don't have any predictions this time, guys. I just want to know what happens.
I'm excited to see what you think.
I just know that this is about some treasure. I can't, like, pretty sure about that.
Yes, that's all I'll say. I'll just say yes.
I know it.
Good.
I know my girl Nami.
Okay, she's your girl? Okay.
No, not my girl, really. She's not my girl.
Not yet. And that's the end of this particular podcast episode. And we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the Funimation blog at funi.to/onepiecepodcast, which will be updated constantly with all the info about binge roads and everything you need to know.
And for all things One Piece, follow us on Facebook at One Piece Official and Twitter at One Piece Anime. And if you're following this podcast weekly as the episodes are released, don't forget to look for the weekly question on our pages, and your answer may be featured in the next One Piece at a time. Also, if you have any questions about the show, message us on the pages and we may answer them in the next podcast episode.
We want to thank the people who made this podcast happen. Of course, the creator of One Piece, Oda Sensei. Thank you, Oda Sensei. Toei Animation, the audio engineers, and of course, everyone joining us on this journey, all you Straw Hats out there listening. Also, please rate this podcast wherever you're listening to it and share it with the other One Piece Nakama.
The next One Piece at a Time episode will cover anime episodes 31 to 38. So be sure to watch on Funimation now, subbed or dubbed, and be ready.
See you guys later.
Peace.